All right, after match, Braxton Amos. Hey, listen, you're kind of an Ohio guy.
Ohio adopted me for Fargo one year, so I would say so.
Yeah, I mean, West Virginia, not exactly known as a wrestling state.
No.
You go off, we adopt you. You are top of the rank. How'd that match feel?
It felt really good until it didn't. Right, I got the first period takedown, and I kind of, everything was going according to the game plan, and then, it's there's a reason we wrestle these matches, right? It happens. Nick's an awesome guy. I love going to war with guys that, that work just as hard, that do all the right things, right? And it sucks, right? I'm not happy with how it ended. I'm not happy how I wrestled, but at the end of the day, we're doing what we love. So
I love that you say that. I'm a couch warrior. All I do is just sit on the couch. I'm fat. I'm lazy. You guys are out there grinding every day. As we go into this is kind of the dual season. I'm air quotes, right, for fans. And then you're going in. So does that match matter?
I mean, I'm sure it does in seeding, right? I wish I would have gotten one right then and there, But at the end of the day, we're wrestling for national titles, right? It's unfortunate. I hate to lose, right? This one's going to stick with me for a little bit. So, but at the end of the day, nobody asks how your season went if you're on the top of the podium in Cleveland, right? And my undefeated season went out the window, week 2. So it's unfortunate, but it's kind of lighting a fire every time I have a close match. Every time one like that slips out of my hands, it's just that much more I have to work in the room, that much harder I have to go.
We sit here in Central Ohio, Bono, Reeder, Wisconsin wrestling, a stalwart of the Big Ten. You're there. You're in the room every single day. Give us a shout out for those Central Ohio and beyond wrestlers all the way into West Virginia that might want to work with Reeder and Bono.
Yeah, listen, they don't get the credit they deserve, right? We as a program catch a lot of flack from people that either do it behind a burner Twitter account, or it's one of those things where there's a lot of people chirping. It's getting to work with Coach Tony, Cassiope, Coach Garrett, Bono, Reeder, and it's a pleasure, right? We all, we're all living the dream that we had as kids, right? I'm very, very grateful for not only the opportunities to wrestle for the University of Wisconsin, but also the opportunity to, it would have been real easy for them after all the injuries, after all of the shortcomings I've had in my college career so far, to kind of, throw me to the wayside, try to find somebody else, tell me, hey, maybe we got to go another direction. No, they stuck with me, and, they pushed me. They found guys to push me, and, it's going to be one of those things where, it's going to be a lot of fun when Cleveland rolls around.
I love it. Braxton Amos, we will claim you as Ohio's own.
Yeah.
I know you're not.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there was summers where I spent all my time up here, Moran, Team Moran's room, right? Some of my best friends in the world are from that room, right? And, now I got teammates and friends all over the country that, no matter where we go, what happens, those bonds were built and sweat and blood in that room, and it's, I'm grateful for everything everyone's ever done for me, but, Moran really helped me get where I'm at right now. And then, my college coaches are continuing to, said, hey, coach, we got it from here, and, they continue to push me.
I love it. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the year so far. We look forward to seeing you at Big Tens and beyond.
Thank you.
Thank you.